Hello, welcome to Meg Unique Stitches YouTube channel, your one-stop channel for cutting and sewing tips and illustrations. So if you have not subscribed to this channel, please do so and click on the bell so that each time I upload a new video, you would be notified. So today in this class, we are going to be drafting this skirt design you see appearing on the video. Okay, so here I have my skirt pattern already cut out. Here we have the waistline, here we have the hip line, okay, and of course that is the hem of the skirt, which is also the length of this skirt. Okay, so our emphasis would be along this part. Now for this skirt, I'm going to be tracing this pattern on a stretchy fabric, and so there would be no zipper at the back of the skirt, there would be no darts. Okay, so having said that, this skirt would also be having a 1.5 inches band. Now my waist to hip is 9 inches, but then I minus the 1.5 inch band, so I took up the 1.5 inch like so, and here we have 9 inches. Okay, so that is the waist to hip. Okay, now you would notice that this particular skirt, if you observe it, it has about 5 pleats. Okay, so that's why I have my slash lines. I have 5 slash lines, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so these slash lines, let me explain to us the dimensions. Now from one slash line, of course from the waistline, I came down by 1.5. okay, I came down from this waistline, I came down by 1.5 to mark the first line. Okay, now the interval between this and this is 1 inches. Sorry, 1 inch. Now between this and this is 1 inch. From here to here is 1 inch. Then from here to the last line is also 1 inch. Take note. Now the first slash line goes towards the hip line, where the hip line is, you can see. So the first slash line goes towards this part, giving me like a slanted shape. Now from the first line to the second one is 2 inches. From the second to the third is 2 inches. From here to here is 2 inches. From here to here is 2 inches. You can see how slanted the lines are. Okay, so the next thing to do now is to cut through this line. So when cutting through, you will cut to this point, but do not cut out. So you want to make sure that you leave some parts to hold it in place. Okay, so I'm going to be cutting the first line and repeating the process for the other lines. So we are cutting till that end point, but I will make sure that I don't cut it out. And if by mistake it's cut out, you can use your masking tape to hold it down. You can see I'm very careful at this point. You want to get to almost the tip. Okay, so but don't cut out. You can see. Okay, so I'm going to repeat this process for the other lines. So here we go. I have cut open all the lines. So right now I'm going to be placing this on the fabric I'm going to work with. Then I'm going to, of course, spread. Okay. All right, so here we have it. I have spread. Okay, so right now we're going to be tracing out. So this is the pattern on the fabric. Okay, now for each of the spread, I made it 4 inches. Okay, I made the spread 4 inches. Let me bring it closer so that we can have a closer view. Okay, so from one point to the other, I did 4 inches. So you can do 3 inches, depend on how much fabric you have. And also, if you want the pleats to be, fuller. So I want the pleat to be obvious. So I did 4 inches per spread. Okay. So the next one is to trace out. And in tracing out, please take note of this. In tracing out, we are going to trace out all of these parts equally like so. just trace it out like this. There will be no sewing allowance because this fabric is stretchy. Okay, so we're going to trace along this side exactly what we have to that point. Then by this side, then of course the downside also, I'm going to be adding 1 inch because this pattern did not complete the length of the skirt I actually wanted. So I will add 1 inch to the down part. Then by the side here, we're going to be tracing exactly what we have like so. Okay, to this point. Now, upon getting to this point, I am going to be creating like a wedge. Okay, I'll create like a wedge so that when we finish pleating, it would not be short. Okay, so I will do that and you will see what I mean by creating a wedge. All right, so here's what we have. You can see I've traced out. Then for this other side, you can see that I did not trace it exactly like this. I created a wedge, okay, like a triangle shape. You want to get the midpoint. You want to get your midpoint, okay? So I created a triangle shape for each of the each of the opening. Okay, so right now I will take off my pattern so that we can pleat this in order to achieve the style we have appearing on the video. All right, so I've taken off the pattern and here is what we have. So how do we go about the pleating? Of course, our pleating, according to the design we are trying to make, goes upward towards the waist. So what you want to do is from this triangular point, from one point to the other, you want to pick it up from this point here, okay, and place it on the next point like so. Okay, so I'm going to pin down. So I'll pin down, then we'll move on to the next triangle shape. Okay, so I'll just pin this down like so. So we have the first one going this way. Okay, so we have the first one. The second one, from this point here, we're going to cross it over to this point. Okay, then I'll also pin down. So I'll repeat the same process. Okay, I'll repeat this same process for the other parts. You can see. So I'll pin down. Of course, we're going to go make a straight stitch to hold it down. Then we can take off our pins. Okay, and mind you, your wedge shape mustn't be this long. It can even be shorter than this. But the idea is don't cut it straight. Okay, so the next one also, I'll take it up and I will cross it over. Sorry, we are bringing it upward. Okay, so I'll take it up from this point here and I'll cross it over this point like so. Hope you can see what I'm doing. So I'll cross it over. Let me show this part to us again. Okay, I want us to see it clearly. So from this point here, I would cross it over this point like this. Okay, so I will just cross it over like so, and I will hold it down with an office pin. And when you are done, please do not iron, do not press it, because if you do, it will just make it flat and it will not have that bouncing effect. So you don't press it. So I'll repeat the same process for this other two. So here's what we have. So right now I'll take to my sewing machine and I'll make a stitch just to hold the pleats down. Okay, so after making this stitch, we're going to be cutting off this excess. Now the essence of the wedge was to give us this excess, because without this it might be shorter, it might become shorter than your actual measurement. Okay, so now we are safe to, after holding down with a permanent stitch, I'm safe to cut it out like so. I'll just trace it out like this. And if you don't want your pleat to be this big, if you notice this pleat is bigger than the one we have in this the design we are looking at, you can use 3 inches where I used, you can use 3 where I used 4. You can even use 2 inches. Depends on how big you want this pleat here to look like. Okay, so we have it like so. And like I said, do not press it. Okay, so this is the front block. So I'll just be attaching the back block, fixing my band. Okay, and closing it by the side, and this is how to go about the design. If you have any question, feel free to drop your question in the comment section. Do it to like this video, subscribe, turn on your notification bell so that each time I upload another video you'll be notified. Okay, so I'll see you in the next class. Do not forget to share this video. Thank you.